everyone, and welcome to the den. Today we are going to be making apple crisp, and if this video is going to be based on if you have canned apple pie filling. Now this is going to fall into how to use what you've canned. You can buy this at the store. You don't have to worry about if you have it canned or not, but I do can apples in the fall, so I have a plethora of apple pie filling and I like to use it in different ways. So tonight we're going to be making apple crisp. My husband does not like apple pie or pie crust, so crisp is the way to go for us. So I'm going to show you how to use what you've canned when it comes to apple pie filling. Alright, so first thing that we're going to do with our apple crisp is we're going to grease the pan. I just use butter, and I just kind of, smeared it around. You can use olive oil spray or whatever you want, Crisco, it doesn't matter. I just give mine a little bit of a coating. Okay, so here is my canned apple pie filling, and like with anything that you open up, the same rules apply. Listen for that gush of air. These are wide mouth jars. They sound a little different than regular mouth jars. And so we're going to grab our can opener. I always use a can opener. I see people use knives or their finger. This is just easiest for me. And a lot of the times I don't reuse or save my lids because I have so many of them. And I have a bunch of boxes of new lids. So, and you can only use these one time anyways, at least I do. So listen for that rush of air, and you can see that line moving. There, and you saw the apples kind of fall down. I don't know if you can see that or not, but apples, when you can them, they raise really far up in your jar. So when you release that pressure, they kind of fall down. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna get this in here, and you can see it's like really thick in there. So I'm gonna grab a spoon. Also want to give it a smell. It smells like apple pie filling. We're going to put this in here. And we're going to just move this around until it's nice and even. And that's your first part. And now we're gonna make our topping. I do not use oats in my topping. You can by all means use oats, but I omit the oats. I just prefer like a crumb. This is basically like an apple pie with no crust. So we're gonna move on to the topping part of this. So let's do that. All right, to make our pie crust, we are going to start with about a cup of flour. Your measurements don't have to be super exact for this. You'll know if you need to add more of things. But I start with about a cup of flour, and then I'm going to grab cinnamon. And I'm just going to add about a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And I'm going to get a fork and mix that together. And we're going to get some sugar. Normally you would use about a third of a cup of packed brown sugar, but I don't have any brown sugar, so I'm going to do half a cup of white sugar. And I'm going to mix that. And then we are going to throw in a stick of butter. I use cold butter, and you're going to cut that in. Just start moving that around in there. Okay, so once you think that butter is cut in the way you like it and it's starting to kind of crumble up, I just take my hand and I make sure, just like with dumplings, that this is going to form a ball You want it to be a little bit thicker than if you were making dumplings, but we're looking good here. So I'm gonna grab my pan with my apples in it, and I'm just gonna layer that over. And I'm just gonna take it out in handfuls and just kind of bring it in a clump, and then just kind of layer it over here. If you only have white sugar, it's okay. It will just look a little blonde, but that's all right. I actually did this for the holidays, and I didn't want to go get brown sugar from the basement, so I didn't. And that's what I'm doing tonight. So I don't use brown sugar all that often. I do have some down there, but anyways, you're just gonna crumble that over the top, just like that, until you got it evenly, and then just spread out the rest. And you can have bigger chunks incorporated with the smaller chunks. If you don't want bigger chunks, then just break them up. And that's it. And we're gonna stick this in the oven, and I'm gonna stick it in at 350, and realistically this just has to brown on the top and heat through the apples. But this is it. I kind of tasted this crumb, it tastes great, so I didn't add anything else to it. So we're going to pop this in the oven, and I just keep an eye on mine. I let it go for about half an hour, and once I see the apple kind of bubbling through the top and this all looks nice and brown, I know that it's done. So once this comes out, I will show you what it looks like.
Okay, so here's what it looks like. It looks a little bit light because we did white sugar instead of brown sugar, but yeah, that's how it should look coming out of the oven.
Okay, so another video of how to use what you've canned and using our apple pie filling. So I hope that you enjoyed that video a lot, and I hope that it inspires you to go make a delicious apple crisp, or whatever you want to call it, a crustless pie. So we're going to enjoy that pie tonight with our family, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you subscribe. If you want to see my vlog channel, head over there. I'll link it down below. You can have a more in-depth look at my life on a day-to-day basis. So again, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you subscribe. Hope you give me a like. Leave a comment if you have any type of requests, or you just want to say something nice. I love to hear from you guys. So that's it for me tonight, and I'll see you in the next video.